Hi, welcome to our collective reading. I'm Empress Rose. Welcome back to this space and this channel. And yeah, take what works, leave what doesn't. And any interactions with the channel are fabulous, super helpful, and definitely keep me going. So thank you for those. You guys are really good at that, actually. Appreciate it. Awesome. All right, we're going to start with Moonology here. It's a first reading of 2025. And we already have one on the floor. So starting off with a bang, what do we got? Hold your vision, fixed moon. So keep going. I feel like this is a theme that we've had. Stick with it, keep going, persistence. Not a fan, but it's necessary. So persistence, keep going. And then there's always this thing with me here of like, you think you're going to this peak, but you're going to get there, and then you actually have another peak, but you want to go there. You're not dreading going there. Maybe if you started out and you're like, yeah, go to this peak, you'd be like, yeah, no, I'm staying home. But you thought this peak seemed doable. This one you didn't realize, but once you get there, you're going to realize, oh, that's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. I can do that one. So keep going, keep climbing, keep moving. Fixed moon. I love that message. Keep going. All right. It's interesting. The cards on the table I moved them. I like that. Hold your vision. I definitely think that's been an underlying theme lately of don't give up, right? We had that double strength card recently, 2 strength cards in one reading. Don't give up. All right. This one came out in my lap. Harpy Eagle, very strong, bold, female archetype energy, very strong. Oh, I'd say this is a woman in masculine initiative energy. Definitely has an eye on a prize. The Harpy Eagle is thanks to this card, I actually ended up learning a lot about them. They're enormous and they're very unrealistic, and they like have human type faces where the face is like, it's like this flat area right here. They're very amazing, very cool, and very intimidating. So yeah, a harpy eagle, someone who's, yeah, might be a little intimidating. I think that's the right word. I'm intimidated just looking at it. I'm like, it can't be me. I'm not intimidating. Maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe I am this week. But I really like seeing that energy now that I see what else is out here. We've got the serpent. So the harpy eagle is a really great counterpart to the serpent. Not counterpart, but if you've got a serpent in your life, you're going to want the harpy eagle here. So there's something almost legal about it. The legal. It's like getting a lawyer to deal with something, like, or is this someone that's difficult for you? Or is this someone, I feel like this person is here dealing very effectively with this erosion, this difficult force, this erosive force in your life, whether that's a person or a situation. I think there's someone here, and maybe it's you, maybe you have that eagle in you, that strong eagle that can stare down the serpent. This eagle is actually big enough to grab this. It's not that, it's at least a fair match. So it's this serpent, this can be addiction. This is sort of our devil card here. It can be addictions. I want to say the addiction to being right, ego. The addiction to having the correct answer, the addiction to, somebody has this here in this situation. It's erosive though, because the thing is, this serpent's very convinced about what it needs. It knows what it needs, and it's not going to be stopped. It knows what it needs, and it's not going to be stopped. And even though it's destroying its own world through this behavior or attitude or perspective, through this perspective, it's going to persist and continue until it's all gone. It's a take no prisoners vibe. And it feels like it's doing the right thing. It feels hungry. It reminds me of like storm eating or whatever, when you get very hungry and then you just eat everything, and maybe someone's like, hey, maybe not that combo. I don't think you're known to have difficulty with that combo later. And it's just like, I don't care, I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat everything. So that's a little bit of this, is this, I don't care, I'm hungry, I don't care, this is what I want right now, I don't care. I think this eagle has this self-possession. I think I mentioned that already. And this serpent does not have good levels of like self-control or thinking it through. It's just very drive driven. It's very driven by something that's not logical and not emotionally healthy. So, and that addiction suits that, addiction fits that, but there's addictions to a lot of things. So this could be, is this you feeling strong enough to deal with an inner demon? So keep going. There's definitely a difficult challenge here. It could be a person, it could be a situation. This harpy eagle, though, this is making me think that this is more and more you, because this is the energy that makes it to, I mean, of course, the harpy eagle can just fly to the top of the mountain. But if the harpy eagle were a hiker, that's the hiker that would get up here. This would eat through the mountain. This would be like a mining company that just destroys the whole mountain. But this harpy eagle, yeah, this serpent has met its match. Yeah. And then we have Luna Moth, which I find really interesting because in our last reading, I noted the Luna Moth on, I think it was the Ten of Pentacles card. So, and the Luna Moth had found the moon and they were together. Oh my gosh, look, the Luna Moth and the moon. It's like a goal. It's like this thing that you love, that you want, and getting it. But I think you have to be very strong and very focused and very persistent and unusual. The harpy eagle is very unusual looking bird. It doesn't look like any other bird out there. So the Luna Moth, attracted to the moon, in love with the moon, always looking for the moon. This always reminds me of James Thurber, little short vignette about the moth and the moon. And that moth actually sees the real deal. This is actually the real deal that this Luna Moth is headed towards. Yeah, the family doesn't. The family's like, oh, just go hang out at a streetlight like everybody else. But the moth in James Thurber's story wants to go directly to the moon. Obviously, it never gets there because there's like atmospheres and stuff in between, but it still pursues it. So holding your vision, even though it's unlikely, I think I got that a little bit off the harpy eagle, even though it's unlikely, it's unusual. But the Luna Moth here is very beautiful, very elegant, ethereal energy, connected to the moon, longing for the moon. There's a sense of keep going towards what, for some reason, the Luna Moth is just coming in as longing for me, just longing for that completion, that end. And it is like, keep pursuing this unlikely dream. And I don't know in what manner, and I don't know. It is like a dream. The Luna Moth has just really dreamy energy. And it's been through a transformation. It's been through a change, a big life change. I want to say the life change. And has emerged with this desire that can now be fulfilled. Like, I wonder if the caterpillar still has that same, like, is still navigating by the moon, or if that's only the part that comes in when it's emerges with the wings and all of that. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with the moon. Oh my gosh. Wow, I didn't realize. Okay, let's move on to the urban crow. kicking down the door. We've got a nice foundation while it's being eroded with the serpent, but let's see what kind of trouble the Urban Crow Oracle deck is going to kick up here. All right. Oh, open-hearted. Oh, that's a new one to me. That's part of the new. Yeah, it's like a new dream. And this one too. This one was like, we thought we were going here, but we're actually going here. There's a new dream, a new love, a new pursuit opening up. That's cool, right? It's like the thing with wings is emerging from the cocoon. The similarities to how I feel this one are the same. This open-hearted energy, holding the vision. It's so it's like the Luna moth. Okay, it is just hold your vision, and I don't always get this little extra part off of it. Like the destination is not the destination, but keep going towards your destination. And the Luna moth, the moon is not their destination, but keep heading in that direction. And this change and transformation. And yet we're still headed in the same direction, but there's a change here. There's a shift in that. This open-hearted, being open to shifts and changes. And it might just be a stronger reaction to erosive forces, be they like lack of self-esteem or total obsession with ego ideas and ideas about who you are. But this open-hearted, so actually I want to take that a little individually too. There's peace here. There's opening up to new relationships, perhaps, opening up to other people. There might be just an opening up. But there is this love, and it's not a completely different direction in where you're headed. It's just slightly, it just shifts. It just transforms. And there's more to give. Is there a surprising element here? I don't know. I feel like someone's saying something from the heart. Someone's being open-hearted. And then we have insight, which I love. This is very, very clever, very smart way of dealing with something. A very smart way of dealing with something, of getting what you want, though. You can't go at it directly. That's the thing. It's not going to do to go directly towards it. Oh, same thing here. It's not going to do to go directly towards this. You have to go towards this first. So this bird, once the shrimp here, can't go directly towards the shrimp, starts putting stones in there to raise the level of the water. There's something very clever. Takes experimentation, though. So being open, I think, to new ideas, to new people, and being clever about how you're approaching those, about how you're learning something, understanding something, but you need to come at it with an open heart. It's shifting the way I see this serpent. The way I see this serpent is maybe this driven energy. And this open heart is this relaxed energy. Going the same place, it's like the driven energy gets you to this first peak, okay? The driven energy gets you to this first peak. And then this relaxed energy of just like, oh, I'm open to that. Yeah, I'm open to that. I could go there. It wouldn't be too hard. And you see it, you see something. It really has like very strong like revelation, but it's so, I think it's very gentle and very easy. And this harpy eagle and the serpent has this hard driven push towards something. And then I think once you get there, there's a shift and you want something else. Your heart opens once you reach a certain goal, your heart opens to something else and you learn something, there's insights. But you have to be, I think, open-minded too and open-hearted. Okay. And then what's interesting to me is that the apparition deck was like, whenever it yells at me and is like, me, pick me, pick me. I like listen, because it's like twice a year where I'm like, yeah, let's grab that one. It's you know, an odd little deck. But so I'm really curious as to why I picked it. There's going to be a couple cards in here that have unusual interpretations. So since this deck so rarely once calls to me, we're going to really pay attention to anything that's out of the norm. Okay, from the bottom of the deck, underlying it, the Emperor, boss energy, daddy energy, granddaddy energy. It's a feast. Jupiter. Aries is here. Driven, careerish energy. Oh yeah, this got some connotations to it there. The sword, and then just the way this vase is right here. Yeah, but the sword is there to protect the creative process. It's there, an emperor in the upright, an emperor in the correct formation is there protecting the abundance, creating space for creativity, driving energy. It's got that, right? The harpy eagle is the feminine and the masculine energy. This harpy eagle is very specifically the female. And then the serpent too is reminding me of this emperor energy of, well, just no, it's the opposite. It's like bad emperor energy as a serpent. Anyway, we've got abundance here. We've got a lot of fruits of our labors here. And then we have this protective force, which I think is the harpy eagle, but it might actually be, you know, the emperor obviously contrasts with the empress. So it is like, yeah, masculine energy, but this harpy eagle is showing up. So anyway, there's something there with gender and it not quite being traditionally precise, or I don't know, traditionally. Because historically, we've always had people bridging the gap. So anyway, emperor, boss, big boss energy. Maybe it's about an issue with your boss. Maybe it's someone you've talked to before. But this harpy eagle, looking like a judge, looking like a lawyer, or someone who has that function in your life. Right? It's reminding me of like the gray wigs that indicate a barrister. Past, now we want this deck upright. Past, present, inner landscape, what's at issue, environment, to-do list, possible outcome. A lot, well, there's 3 pentacles here, so I think we're talking about money, time, energy, very physical plane stuff, not too ethereal. We've got a couple cups here. We've got a queen and a king. Could be relationship, counterpart energy. I'm seeing that with the harpy eagle and the emperor here. All right, in the recent past, we have page of cups. This one has a really strong childlike vibes. A very innocent, the page of cups is the beginning, baby emotions, innocent emotions. I love the Care Bear here. The rainbow, the Care Bear. It's someone experiencing a rush, a flow, a delight of emotions. It's a very delightful energy in this card. Very playful, very childlike, wide-eyed, innocent vibes here. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. In my meditation to prepare, I just kept seeing this teddy bear. Pretty much, it was just like right in my face as I was doing sort of getting into the in-between state. So there was a teddy bear there. Interesting. So very childlike. Care Bears were around when I was a kid. I had one. I loved them. I love the whole like Care Bear memes and all of that. It's very fun. So Page of Cups, there's this fun childlike beginning of this is so fun. Meeting someone, possibly a new relationship, possibly new feelings emerging. And then we have Two of Pentacles here. So it's like a lot going on, juggling things. So the Pentacles here, juggling these flames, which is interesting because we have Five of Wands. We have more flames around, but there's polarities, push and pull. The apples are like, yeah, the apples are symbolizing to me gravity, and then the this is the pulling, is the horseshoe, the luck, it's pulling something in, but opposing forces and needing to balance those things out. There's always juggling involved with Two of Pentacles, some sort of idea of juggling, finding balance, trying to manage a couple different things, a full plate, really lots on your plate. Polarities, just different sides of the same coin and having to balance those things out. Yeah, it's the Two of Pentacles. It's different sides of the same coin. So things have like equal weight, and we're sort of needing to look at them individually or look at them at the same time. There's a little bit of like a cross-eyed feel here of just like, well, trying to look at too much. There's an overall balance even in this polarity. Does that make sense? So there's a Page of Cups. There's a new relationship. So maybe there's like trying to juggle a couple different relationships, trying to juggle time. You've discovered something, you've started something that's exciting perhaps, and just in the first exciting stages of something, and you're trying to juggle, you're trying to integrate maybe a new relationship or a new feeling into what you actually already have going on. And it's a little bit topsy-turvy. And maybe you have a new relationship that's come into some sort of established situation, and it's a little, it's not throwing things off balance, but it's causing you to work harder to balance it all. Your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape. Five of Wands, conflict, clearly. Clearly we have conflict. Five of Wands is about winners, losers. So, yeah. This Two of Pentacles has wand energy, though, with the... It's interesting why there's crossover here. There's a lot of enthusiasm about like two projects or two things, or one project coming in, yeah, and having to juggle that time and energy. It's very much about having to juggle energy, yeah. And then this Five of Wands, you're worried about conflict. You're worried about having to make difficult choices, having to choose which side you're on, having to win at great cost, having to winning, but losing respect in the process, or losing friends in the process, even though it's necessary to win sometimes. So I think there's some fears here. Five of Wands would probably be in the fear category. I think there's fear, unless you're really like sadistic and you're like, yeah, I'm so excited, I can't wait to screw everybody over. Maybe sometimes I feel that way, depending on what's just happened with certain groups, but it passes though, don't worry. But there's this sense of not wanting conflict, like, oh, I don't want to have to make these difficult choices. I don't want to have to decide and make these really difficult choices and cut people out and do this and create a bunch of conflict. So it's like you're juggling something. I think you have to, if you drop the balls, then you have to, it might create conflict and create a win-lose situation where someone definitely has to win and someone definitely has to lose, and it's going to suck and you have to win. And so So there's just like some juggling here, and it's like if something drops or something falls, it's going to put you in quite a bind. That's going to be really cause you to make some really difficult choices that you don't want to make. So that's the worry here, is like if I drop any of these balls, it almost seems though like someone might be seeing somebody else or seeing two people. They just met someone new. They're seeing two people and they're worried about conflict, or they have a new person in their life and they're worried about it creating conflict. And so they're kind of juggling things, maybe even trying to keep things apart that keep trying to come together, but keep them separated, so that there's less conflict. What's at issue here is Ace of Wands. Very uninspired. Wow. We go from Page of Cups in the recent past with this new energy, but I think there's just maybe a lot on your plate. So it's maybe more feeling like a grind, and like you're having to avoid conflict, having to avoid a, what do you call that? An ultimatum. You're trying to avoid an ultimatum. You're worried about an ultimatum somehow. And it's created this really unexpectedly uninspired environment. A loss of faith here, really. There's like too much going on, and a lot of worries about conflict. And so there's maybe a loss of faith, uninspired energy. The candle, some kind of candle's gone out, which is probably good because you had two candles. It looked like you were burning the candle at both ends. So one of them is going out, or went out. Yeah, there's a loss of energy, a decrease in energy. Something ran out of gas. Something ran out of gas. In your environment is Queen of Pentacles. I love this in your environment because the Queen of Pentacles knows what to do. Queen of Pentacles knows what to do next, how to create abundance. This can be male or female. Remember, we have the Emperor and the Harpy Eagle, both of those with that energy. And then a lot of Emperor cards have an eagle in them. It's usually, yeah, have an eagle in them. I'm thinking of a couple where an eagle symbolizes this Emperor energy, this boss energy, this right to rule, this vision. Yeah, this vision, someone with a vision. There's this new idea, but there's a loss of vision here with this Ace of Pentacles. But right, we saw the two peaks here. The Two of Pentacles, the two peaks on this vision card. And it's like one of them, maybe you can't see one, maybe one's lost. Anyway, lost of vision here. So Queen of Pentacles, yeah, the goddess, the earth goddess, about abundance and harvest. It's interesting that she has 5 sheaves of wheat here because, one, I'm allergic to wheat. Well, I'm celiac. And then there's the 5 warriors here. So there's this really interesting abundance breadbasket origin here. This Queen of Pentacles, this could be an actual mother. The Harpy Eagle also could represent a mother. This could be a mother. And there's masculine energy here too. There's a lot of dual masculine energy, honestly. The candles, this Queen of Pentacles, or something about it that's giving like 2 men. I know that's really strange, but yeah, that's interesting. But this Queen of Pentacles has, yeah, so it's awesome. You want this person in your environment. You want this person that knows the next step, has the next idea. It's also giving Harpy Eagle. The Queen of Pentacles could be the Emperor. That's what I first thought when I saw it, is like, oh, here we have the Emperor, but she's showing up as the Queen of Pentacles, but it's the Emperor. It's the boss's boss. But the Queen of Pentacles has the plan, next idea. They have the connections. They have real world concepts for how to make stuff happen in the real world. So could be a mother, could be an advisor of some kind, the boss's boss. Somebody really knows what the next step is here, and they're very sure-footed about it, and they know how to deal with they know how to deal with something. So this is someone, this is a very solid support in your corner. This feels like a cornerstone, a keystone, someone that holds it all together. And then your to-do list is King of Cups. That's you. You're the King of Cups. You're showing up as the king. And again, it's really interesting because gender is really all over the place on this. Like anything that appearances do not matter, name does not matter, it's all over. So that came out very clearly, is any gender can be represented here. So King of Cups, male, female, this is emotional maturity. I think there's also something very clearly connected to this open heart. Being emotionally mature, emotionally steady enough to have an open heart. In this tumultuous time, in this tumultuous area, we are having an open heart because we have a lot of emotional maturity. We don't need to shut down. We don't need to control, right? It's not this energy where we need to control the situation. We need to know the outcome. We need to rush into the outcome as a means of controlling the situation. You can sit with uncertainty here. The tridents are put down. What is up with tridents lately? There's just a lot of trident energy in a lot of these, but trident, Neptune energy here. It's interesting. I don't usually look at planets, but Saturn and Neptune are here. King of Cups and the Page of Cups. So a maturation process. I think we saw that in the last one too, an emotional maturation process going from childish emotions, childish feelings. So maybe the Page of Cups could have even been something not quite pleasant, a childish feeling, a mercurial emotions. And then here we have the King of Cups. Putting down the swords, that has to do with being open-hearted. And in this tumultuous situation, is there tumult here? There's a fear of tumult, your anxieties about conflict. If there is conflict, you will deal with it very well. If there's conflict, you will be putting it down. You will be putting it to rest, a conflict to rest. You are putting a conflict to rest. Reminds me, these tridents are like emotional candles. They're emotional energy. The emotional warrior is being put to rest. It's got this. Like, wouldn't that be great if like you just stopped having anxiety? You no more fears of conflict. There's conflict and you are handling it like a champ. And maybe it's with your boss, or maybe your boss is involved, or maybe there's some other like higher authority involved. Maybe the president's involved, or the emperor's involved here. There's something about an emperor, and you are being very emotionally mature. This like puts out some kind of flame or fire. So you have a lot of concerns about conflict, but guess what? King of Cups tells me you can handle them, and you can handle your emotions, and you can handle strong feelings. You had this great idea. Someone had a great idea back here, and there's been this maturation process, and it's like part of handling it is not handling it. Yeah, just with the trident sitting down here, part of handling your emotions and your emotional liquor is putting it down. Yeah. Okay, and then we go to 9 of Pentacles here. This is actually quite related to Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. Emperor is here on the table, but Empress, oh, that's the gender flip here. It could be Empress as well. Empress energy, because we have Empress energy here and Empress energy here. The 9 of Pentacles being the Empress in waiting. A lot has been accomplished. I think whatever happens here has real world consequences. Your emotional maturity, your emotional growth, and being able to sort of engage that, display that, keep an open heart, even in difficulty and conflict. This 9 of Pentacles, it has very real world consequences for you. It has very real, tangible success. And being able to handle conflict and knowing you can handle some kind of conflict It gives you this tangible real world success. And I think this Queen of Pentacles is helping you navigate something and getting you to a very successful point. Is it the end all be all? No, you didn't. It's not the 10 of Pentacles. It's the 9 of Pentacles, which is great because 10 of Pentacles is sort of the end of a cycle, the retirement of a situation. This 9 of Pentacles is the successful completion of something. And there might be money involved. There might be, so it's good because you got two things on your plate here. So if something there could be successfully completed, I think you're going to be real happy about that. Yeah, a successful completion. It's going to be very successful and physically beneficial to you. Okay, and then, oh my goodness. First reading of the new year. It's a little long. Okay, what do we have here with the animal spirit? Haha. Turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. I love that. I love that because hold your vision, keep going, be persistent. There's a maturation process here. And it's really going to pay off. Slow and steady definitely does win that race. Okay, and then the Wild Kuan Yin, and I'm just going to grab one. Just cut the deck, grab one from the center. The call of the wild divine. Divine wildness requires openness to all of who we are rather than just the parts that seem proper, appropriate, socially acceptable, controlled, or tamed. This is the King of Cups energy. This is the energy of being open, right? Open-hearted to all of who we are and maybe all of the emotions that the situation stirs up, to all of who we are, and yeah, being open to all of that. That takes a lot of emotional maturity. Then we gain access to our instincts, our bodily intuition. So the instincts that seem a little bit shut down right now, the intuition that seems a little bit shut down right now. This is knowing without knowing how you know. Trust what you feel at that deeper level. Yes, trusting what you feel at that deeper level. And then you can respond to those messages with wisdom. Beautiful. I really love this. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me. Happy New Year. I'm sure that 2025 has a lot of crazy twists and turns in it for us. And yeah, so happy to navigate that all with you. Bye.